thankfully for the Titans, he was able to make a recovery and be back for senior night. Last year, Dylan, the Titans lost senior night 3-2. I'm a little angry about that, but you never want to lose on senior night.
One of those two is your first SHL goal at the varsity level.
Yeah, for the SHL. Last year's team is a lot different than this year's team, but the Titans are going to have to find a way to really bounce back. And Carmel's a team you can root against because most people or these teams think that they're not the best, but they beat a lot of the top teams in the SHL, so you can't count them out of games, and they have a few top scorers, and this is a team you can really make redemption on, especially as we go into the playoffs.
Hey David, it's not just that. You look at their record, 9-11-3. So it's not a bad record to be in 8th place in the SHL. That's only 2 games under 500 in terms of that point percentage. But then you go through their results this season, and they've got a lot of one-goal losses to good teams. They lost to Stevenson in overtime, 5-4. They lost to GBS in overtime twice, and they beat them the 3rd time. So it's this team, in spite of their record, is actually a lot better than a lot of people think. And for that reason, you don't want this to be a trap game for the Titans.
Yeah, and that's something the Titans got to look for here. If this is their senior night, you definitely don't want to lose on senior night. You got to come out with a little bit of fire. Yesterday, when they almost came back or came out on edge during that game, and a little bit of letting the Dukes almost take control of that game. When they took control of that early, the Dukes were able to take advantage of what the Titans gave them.
All right, well, the Titans are wearing the beautiful blacks for just the 2nd time this season at the Glenview Ice Center. They've worn them 5 other times besides that, of course, debuting them in the North-South game. But we've got a nice crowd here. Lots of students, lots of parents, and, it's senior night, so that's to be expected, and obviously looking for a win.
Of course, the Titans are always looking for a win here. The Titans really need these, and the last few they got, which are tough opponents. Obviously, they're playing Carmel tonight, but as they look for the future, they got New Trier on Wednesday, Loyola on Saturday, and
St. Viator the following Tuesday.
St. Viator. And St. Viator is a team that came off to that rough start. However, they found their groove recently, losing 1-0 to New Trier yesterday, which it's very difficult for any team to be allowing 1 goal to New Trier, that explosive offense that they have.
And then that's why it must sting so much to lose that game. And Lake Forest lost a game to New Trier earlier this season, 1-0 as well.
Especially with not many games winding down, you want to get that high seed. Yeah, sure, in the SHL playoff, but when it's really going to come down to states, hoping they can do it this year and get all the way to the UC, as this year, this game, state championship game, will be played at the UC, and Philbin's going to do a little bit more line juggling here. As to start off, we have Sherwood, Stevens, and Ventura.
And we're underway. Titans will take control of the puck. It's Ryan Mulvey, whose senior brother, is out of the lineup. And you pointed out, David, your younger brother, Nick Ventura, is back in the lineup. Here comes Sherwood, trying to make it 2 games in a row with a goal. Centers it for Ventura, but it's out of his reach. And here comes Carmel the other way. Jack Wren pokes it around Almberg, chases it down to the corner, puts on the brakes, and Will Stevens will try and collect it. And it goes to Almberg. Owen Almberg to the far side for Sherwood. Off the boards and out to neutral ice. Jack Wren to the near side for Kyler Gornick. Gornick, who scored a goal this season against Glenbrook South, their first meeting this season, lost the puck. GBS and Carmel both trying to clinch the season series against one another. 1 win and 1 loss. Titans lost 3-1 to this team and then won 4-2. But even in that game, they had to come back from down by 1 goal in the 3rd period.
Yeah, and that's something that the Titans need today, an explosive start. And as you brought up to me yesterday, Carmel is still even if they lose all their games, they have a chance of not making the playoffs. So they're still playing for that 8th spot in the SHL playoffs.
Jason Band shoots, and a save is made by Tommy Steiner, the starting goaltender for Carmel. And it's the first save of the game by either team. Luke Winger, of course, in the net for the Titans. Quite an uncharacteristic performance by Winger last game. Became the first goaltender on this Titans team to allow 5 goals in a single game.
Yeah, and I brought that up before you got on here, Dylan, about who are you going to start tonight? Even though it's senior night, a little tough performance yesterday by Winger, but hopefully he'll be able to bounce back from his uncharacteristic performance last game.
And again, shoots, and that gets blocked. Rebound up high, Adrian Sokol over to Jason Band. Right circle, centers it to the slot for Wojula, but that's out of his reach. And here comes Jacob Dankelson, the only member of this Carmel team with a hat trick to his name this season.
Good start to the game for the Titans so far, having a little trouble connecting on passes. However, we'll see what happens as this game continues moving forward.
Callahan around Michael Kemp. Now the Titans just a step off sides here, and we get a whistle with 14:52 to go in the first period. Scoreless in this one, just one shot in the game. It belongs to the Titans.
And actually, Dylan, I don't know if Philbin's doing line juggling. It was just more of me not paying attention, as Stevens is going to do the same thing he did yesterday, and that's center 2 lines. So really no line juggling at all, just as opposed to Jack being center with him being out. Stevens is going to center Ventura.
Here's Pajerski on a steal. He shoots, and he scores! The goaltender got a piece of it, and then it rolled over the line, and it's Benji Pajerski's second goal of the season.
And that's something that, well, yesterday, at least to me, it was clear that the Titans' 4th line was their best line yesterday, which is not something you want to hear, but at the rate it's going now, I mean, they were on the ice for 15 seconds, and Pajerski, Monaghan, and Sokol, that line finds the back of the net. It doesn't take them long either. And the Titans are going to have to continue to move that pressure up as we continue moving forward. But if that 4th line continues to play the way they've been playing, they'll find themselves with more ice time, even in the playoffs.
Wojula takes a shot on Steiner. It's into his glove, and Benji Pajerski, it's his 2nd goal in the SHL, 5th overall this season, the varsity rookie on senior night. Kind of takes the spotlight away from the seniors, but for a guy like Pajerski, we saw a lot of that 4th line in last night's game against York, and Pajerski, a little bit more ice time than he usually gets, and then real quickly into this game, scores the opening goal.
Yeah, that's something that as a 4th or a 3rd line player, you can't really let that number of lines, so 4th or 3rd line, affect you, right? Because if you can produce, you're going to go out there. So if you continue to produce, you'll get moved up in lines, and you'll find yourself playing more in the playoffs as they go deeper into the season in playoffs and states. They're going to play a lot more of that 1st, 2nd, and 3rd line, and not much of that 4th line. So you got to make your chances count.
Grant Lochran winds up and fires from the top of the right circle, and the save is made by Steiner. 14:14 to go in the first period, and David, that game last night against the Dukes, really, they got the game winner in the first period, and it was that tough first period that caused the Titans to be trailing for a vast majority of that game, basically the entire thing, because the opening goal was scored just 2-3 minutes in. So for Jim Philbin, having the lead here early, being up 5-0 in shots on goal, exactly what you want right now.
That is, and the Titans have been struggling with starting hot to these games, and that's something they need to work on, especially yesterday, allowing a goal within those first 2 minutes, and they were able to recover today. Now they just have to continue that pressure, and they can't let up despite being up 1-0 early.
Now the sophomore Deacon Rose tries a centering pass, but that gets tipped away. Nick Ventura tried to spring ahead Sherwood, but it's intercepted. Here comes Kyler Gornick, lost the puck, and Zach Freemuth will intercept. Deacon Rose, by the way, number 92 in white out there, heading to the bench, scored a Michigan wraparound goal in the O'Grady Cup tournament earlier this season. Jason Band down low for Freemuth, behind the net, couldn't get a clean shot. So now it's taken by Gornick, tried to clear it out, kept alive by Vanderplug at the left point. Brings it around the boards to the near side. It's banned. Up high to Adrian Sokol. He fires. He was looking for the top left corner. Didn't find it. Now Vanderploeg tipped by Wojala, and that missed the net.
And that Vanderploeg shot there, although that got tipped and missed the net, is 10 times better than that Sokol shot from the right point, as that gives your players a chance to tip it and hit the net, as opposed to a defenseman looking for corners. And the odds of it going in are low, since the chest is a lot bigger than the legs.
Morabito down to Mosley. Mark Mosley with a backhander down below the goal line, and it's grabbed by Adrian Sokol. Now Vanderploeg. Corsairs still waiting for their first shot on goal. Titans lead that category 5-0. One of those 5 gets by Steiner. Now here's Adam Sokol. Being pressured by Mosley. Sokol gets rid of him, chips it into the zone. Morabito chasing that one into the corner. Adam Sokol gets it, centers it, looking for Monaghan. That wouldn't connect, so it goes to Morabito instead. Now Ben Vavra in his own zone, loses the puck momentarily, but the Corsairs do get it out to neutral ice. Now it's Lenahan, intercepted by Almberg here. He'll try to beat them in a change. I think Lenahan was trying to ice the puck. Oh, and Almberg shoots, and that's into the glove of Steiner. And Almberg and Vavra getting into it a little bit after the whistle, but it calms down pretty quickly.
Yeah, Vavra finishing his hit there on Almberg. Almberg wasn't the biggest fan of it, but the commotion goes down, and no problem there. But the big thing today for the Titans is they will be getting that second change, and Philbin will be using that to his advantage today, as this is a must-win game, as points are exactly what you need, as here we are in the seeding. These last 4 games determine your seed in the SHL playoffs, and you do not want to be playing neutral green before that championship game. So if the Titans can get that second seed, they're going to need as many points as possible.
Well, New Trier Green is already locked in either the first or second seed. They cannot get third or below mathematically. The only 3 teams still in mathematical contention for the #1 overall seed are New Trier, GBS, and York. Here's a shot tipped, and that goes wide of the net. York on a 5-game winning streak following their victory against the Titans, and they've gotten into 3rd place in the league. Very quietly springing up the standings. Here's Rocco Ligori now behind his own net. 10:30 to go in period #1. Carmel still without a shot.
A lot more shots attempted than shots on net for the Titans. They've still done a little bit of what they did yesterday in terms of shots attempted, have been finding the shin guards, the chest of Carmel players, and they got to find ways to get that through. As we saw yesterday with Tutius' goal, one of the few defensemen that got a shot through with traffic in front ends up finding the back of the net. So we're going to see if the Titans can do that today with traffic in front on a shot from the point or a tip in front.
Well, the Corsairs last game, they defeated the Lake Forest Scouts by a final score of 4-1. They actually scored 2 goals on 6 shots in the last 2 periods of that game against Scout goaltender Theo Huddleston, as this one goes up and out of play. 9:48 to go in the first. 1-0 GBS, 6-0 shots.
Dream start for the Titans.
Still no action for Luke Winger. However,
as this game progresses on, we'll see what kind of offense the Corsairs are able to come up with.
Titans win the draw. The senior, Grant Loughran, fires a slap shot, but that gets tipped high. Grant Loughran and Michael Algrim, the only 2 seniors on this team that are varsity rookies. Loughran looking to score his first goal of the SHL season as soon as he can find the net. As this one's covered by Winger, it'll be his first shot on target.
And that's a pretty weak shot on net. Pretty weak shot on net, but that'll count as a shot against Winger, so he'll be credited for his first save. And the Titans are going to try and continue their pressure forward.
Adrian Sokol now in his own zone. Got it to Nick Ventura. Ventura playing in his first game back after a brief absence. Couldn't get it by Deacon Rose. Now to Swiatkowski, one of the best two-way defensemen in the league. Leon Swiatkowski goes down low, centered it for Capulong, but that gets tipped away, and Adrian Sokol backhands it out to neutral ice. Morabito now in his own zone. Backhands it to the neutral zone. It's Charlie Lenahan. Down to the corner. A couple of 23s battling for the puck. That happened last night too.
Yeah, you're right, it did. Charlie Lenahan, one of the top players on this Corsairs team. The Titans are going to have to figure out ways to stop him.
Here's Jason Bann with speed. He shoots, and the save is made by Tommy Steiner. The Titans' 8th shot on net in this opening period. 8:22 to go.
Jason Bann's signature move. One of the few players on the Titans that I like what he does is he uses his speed that he has to beat the defenseman. And he goes wide instead of cutting to the middle and losing the puck. He gets a shot on net, and even though he has a pretty weak angle, his chances of scoring are pretty high with the shot he has. But most of the players on the team, they cut middle, try and make this fancy move that isn't really necessary. But Jason Bann goes wide, and he's had success doing it. So if he could get his teammates to do the exact same thing, the other Titan players will have success as well.
Freemuth cross ice to Jason Bann. Bann from an impossible angle centers it for Wojula, but it's out of his reach. Here comes Mosley through the neutral zone. Hops over the blue line, left wing side, and dumps it down below the line. Freemuth chipping it around one. Couldn't get around Caden Gornick, brother of Kyler. And so the Titans regroup.
Yeah, Freemuth was able to get that around one of the Carmel players as he was getting pestered.
Now Freemuth shoots from the right side, and that's saved by Steiner.
Titans would have had a possible 2-on-1 there.
This shot, Adrian Sokol misses the net wide. 7:15 to go in period number one.
Dylan, that's a shot from the point that I want to see hit the net because Steiner did not see that one bit. He just stood still as that misses the net. And that's exactly why shots from the point have to hit the net, because with all that traffic in front of it, the goalie doesn't have a good chance of seeing it unless he's got the ability that Luke Winger has of tracking that puck all the way from the point with all that traffic. So this is why the Titans need to get shots from the point on net.
Carmel hot lately, 3 wins in their last 4 games, 5 wins in their last 8. They can clinch an SHL playoff spot tonight, the last spot available. It's between themselves and Lake Forest if they can get the victory. They've also scored at least 1 goal in 13 of their last 15 periods in SHL play. Here's Eric Steenstrup. Down below the line, Callahan takes over. Matt Callahan down to Steenstrup again. Kyler Gornick intercepts. Gets around Stevens and comes through his own zone. Kyler Gornick slicing through the Titan defenders like butter, but then he lost an edge, and it'll force the Titans to take over possession. Here comes Steeny into the zone. Eric Steenstrup puts on the brakes, tried a centering pass to Callahan, that didn't connect, so instead it'll go to Rocco Ligori, who goes back for Vavra.
Gornick tries to cut through the Titans team. That's why that puck's got to get moved, because you can't get around all 5 guys.
Benji Pajerski in the corner. Dylan Monaghan below the line. Pajerski with the only goal in this game for Glenbrook South. Adrian Sokol now to Vanderplug, one-timer, and that missed the net wide to the right. Titans keep it alive. This one's sent down to the near side, but Kyler Gornick gonna grab it. The alternate captain for the Corsairs, after stepping over the red line, will fire a shot from the neutral zone. That was going high, David, but Winger will put a glove on it anyway, and we get a whistle.
It was. Winger wanted to play that. The ref did blow the whistle. However, they're talking about it right now. I think Winger did hang on for it a little bit too long if he was going to want to play the puck or maybe try and make an action that he wanted to play it. But that fourth line has had 3 shifts today, and they've been my favorite line so far to watch tonight. The determination that they bring, of course, them scoring the Titans' only goal today, and they've been creating a good amount of offensive pressure.
Carmel with only 2 wins this season when they allow the first goal. One of those wins was against Glenbrook South when GBS scored first, and Carmel came back with 3 unanswered goals to win 3-1. Now here's Deacon Rose, touch pass, and Swiatkowski gets it to Capulong. Capulong dumping this one down to the corner. Rose tried a centering pass, but Allenberg will take over. Now Morabito, left point, shoots, and Allenberg intercepts that. It was a weak shot, and Sherwood comes the other direction. Wyatt Sherwood, looking for goals in 2 straight, but lost the puck. So here comes Swiatkowski. He shoots, and Allenberg makes the block. And another shot from a tough angle by the Corsairs is an easy save for Winger again, so they're finding their shots. Now Sherwood plays it off the far glass and out to neutral. David, I just noticed that Luke Winger's got a plastic water bottle on top of his net, like not one of those Gatorade water bottles, but an actual like Ice Mountain water bottle. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I think that's to prevent disease from going around the team. Because that's kind of what it's been like for the Titans, just trying to stay healthy at this point. Some illnesses going around the team, so it's more for safety than it is someone forgetting the water bottle.
Here's a centering shot. Jason Van wouldn't go, so Zach Freemuth grabs it. Up high to Adrian Sokol. Wrister, and that gets tipped away.
And that's why those shots go low. That shot was high, hits the lower chest of a Carmel Catholic player. That's why you're trying to get those shots to go low.
And now we've got a penalty as Van is pinned to the ground by Mark Mosley. And we'll see if we got a penalty. I believe we are. It might be both of them.
Yeah, I mean, how about the punch to the face after? I mean, he's down, gives him a little punch to the face. But I think they're just going to take both of them for a walk.
That looks to be the case. Really pull up game sheet here.
So we'll go 5-on-5 here. You would have figured something extra would have came for the punch after, but nothing's going to come out of that. So we'll go to 5-on-5 here. I think the Carmel Catholic Corsairs are going to win that trade-off for sure.
Right.
So,
Mark Mosley with just 3 assists for his only points. Jason Van, one of the biggest key pieces to the offense on this team. By the way, if you didn't know, Jason Van used to be a defenseman growing up, and then Jim Philbin converted him to a forward, and what a forward he's become, by the way. Here's Eric Steenstrup. Left circle shoots, and Steiner makes the save. And it gets cleared and takes a strange hop off the glass. And now a whistle for a hand pass. Matt Callahan doesn't agree with that call.
I'm going to go ahead and watch it on the replay here to see what I think of that here. I'm not quite sure. We'll give the referee the benefit of the doubt as we still only are here in the first period. The Titans have been putting some good sustained pressure in, and it seems like it's been a tight power play as both of those guys got taken off for roughing. I mean, Corsairs have just been giving the Titans all kinds of time and space.
Aiden Gamble centering pass to the slot, and nothing came of that. Kyler Gornick from the point, that gets tipped away. Now Eric Steenstrup on a steal, leads an offensive charge, slides it over to Callahan. Matt Callahan from a tough angle gets it on net, and Steiner makes the save. And David, one thing that's interesting about this Carmel Catholic team that I noticed in my prep for this game is their goaltending tandem's got the exact same set of jersey numbers as the Titans do, a 39 and a 31. This one up into the netting.
That is interesting, Dylan, as that's a good stick there by Sokol. The fourth line's going to go out there again. At the rate they're going, I would continue to play them, even this being a one-goal game. It's not face-off's going to be outside of the zone, but every player, no matter what line you're on, you got a job to do, and as long as you're able to do it, the coach is going to be happy with their performance. So the more role the first and the second line is to produce, And so far they have not been doing that, as the fourth line has been the one that has been producing this game, and hopefully as some of the other Titan lines come back, with Nick Ventura being in the lineup today, and Jason Band coming back after being almost in half of yesterday's game after taking a hit in that second period. So hopefully they'll get that chemistry back together, as some of those guys are out of the lineup for a few games.
Under 2 minutes to play now. 1-0 to the Glenbrook South Titans in period number 1. They lead shots on goal 9-11. Looking a little ahead to the future here, but don't go anywhere when we get around to the intermission. We've got a special interview coming up, a surprise interview, and we'll reveal that as we inch closer to the end of the second. You're gonna like it, so don't go anywhere for that. Now here's Deacon Rose. Puts on the brakes, then slides it over to Capulong out of his reach, and Nick Ventura off the boards, ahead to Casper Wojula, who has speed. Wojula shoots in, that just goes wide. Maybe a piece for Steiner.
Yeah, Dylan, that puck was really rolling on Casper, and he was just not able to get it to settle down. But once he's carrying that puck, and even before that blue line, that puck is just rolling with him as he's carrying it. And when he goes for that shot, that puck is still on edge, but he gets another opportunity. And Hoffman was able to get a stick on it, but this is, what does this change here? Your hands up and they're changing guys, which is not something that happens at the JV level. I had to explain that one to Mr. Boris. It's a big deal for the varsity team to get that second change, as these players should be taken off the ice for that late change. Once that hand goes up, you can't change, and now they got the wrong guys out of the ice. So
it's a good call, David. Of course, for those of you who don't know, part of being on home ice in hockey is having the second change. So after a whistle, the visiting team has to put out their 5 guys before you, so that you get the advantage of basing your line on whatever they have out there.
And it was a little nonchalant too. I don't think that the referee quite knows who was out there. But either way, they're going to have to kind of roll with it. It's a big part of the game, right? Because it determines who goes out on the ice for you. Whether the first, second, third, fourth line goes out, and what D pairing goes out. It's a big deal. And once that hand goes up, the away team cannot make a change. So this is also why seeding in the SHL is a big deal. Seeding in state's a big deal, because the higher seed you get, even though you're playing state at a neutral site, the higher seed gets that second change. So you get that advantage before the game even starts.
Of course, that's kind of the interesting thing about hockey is you have these neutral site games, but no matter what, there's got to be a designated home team for that exact reason. And finally, after a slight delay involving all that, we are back to hockey. Callahan gets taken down, looked like a trip, but no penalty's going to be called as it gets sent down into the corner. 1 minute to go in period number 1. Now here's Rocco Lagori, dumping this one down to the Titan zone. Carmel still with just 1 shot in this period. Here's Stevens as he enters, gets the puck over to the left wing, half boards. Callahan back up high to Ryan Mulvey. This shot gets deflected down into the corner, and so it'll be grabbed by the Corsairs. Now here's Gamble, tried to tip it out, gets past Olmberg, and here comes Jack Wren turning on the Jets. Wren shoots, and a nice stick by Ryan Mulvey.
It's a big stick there, especially as Olmberg goes for the pinch. He's not able to successfully complete that, but Ryan Mulvey was with Matt Callahan at D, and Mac had the presence of mind to say, hey, Ryan, I don't play defense, you get that guy. So Mac was in charge of getting that second guy from behind, and Mulvey with a good stick there.
Wojula tried to spring ahead Band for a last-second chance, but time runs out on the Titans, and after 1 period, they've got a 1-0 lead in a much better spot through the opening 17 than they were last night. And of course, when the Titans have the lead after 1 period, they're undefeated in SHL play this season.
Yeah, they got to continue that pressure. They scored 1 early, and they've had trouble finding the back of the net that rest of that period, but it seems like Carmel's come out to a little bit of a sluggish start, Dylan, and it's not something that Glenbrook South Titans have seen. That's not something that the Titans have seen.
I think Gerard is trying to play mind games with you, because if the mic is farther from your mouth, then you hear yourself a little bit less, because I think maybe you might be talking a little soft for his wireless mics.
Like I always do, right?
So it's a little mental trick, because if you sound quieter in your own ears, then you might be a little louder. But anyway, focusing on this game, we're going to switch sides here. So Tommy Steiner, who's made 8 saves on the 9 shots he's faced, will come down here to the Titans student section side. And the Titans will shoot at the net by their student section. And David, I've talked about this with a couple of my past partners. I'm not sure if I've gone through it with you, but I've always wondered, why is it that the student sections are on your defending side twice? And I get it. I get the benches. I get you could be by your goalies. But I mean, if I'm a casual fan of this game and I'm a student, I'd much rather be on the side that my team's shooting at 2 out of 3 times.
Yeah, Dylan, I guess I'm not quite sure, but I will say this year's student section is very bad compared to last year's in terms of the amount of students they get. But I guess I'm not quite sure of that. But when you got high school fans rooting on their own team, you're just trying to avoid unnecessary fights, really injuries even in the stands.
Here's Gornick. This gets tipped wide, and the Titans have a pretty decent crowd tonight for senior night, and of course we're probably expecting a big visiting crowd when New Trier comes to town on Wednesday. Titans are going to get a penalty on the delayed call. So the Corsairs going with 6 attackers. Next time the Titans touch the puck, it'll be a whistle. Down goes a man, and Stevens finally gets possession, and the whistle sounds. So 16-17 to go in the second period, and we're going to get a look at the Corsair power play.
Yeah, and Sokol, I believe, thought he was going to go to the box for high sticking, but...
David, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I missed the call.
They have yet to put a guy in the...
They've got Sokol's jersey number on the scoreboard.
I'm pretty sure he got called for high sticking in the corner as he was going.
There he goes. He's in the box now.
I was going to say Sokol's going to go for the box for high sticking, but then I saw him go back to the bench. So he will be going to the box for high sticking as he was battling in the corner. His stick gets up in the Corsair face, and the Titans are going to head to the penalty kill here as Ryan Mulvey starts it off with a blocked shot.
Well, David, the Carmel Catholic power play, not too great. Only 4 goals on the man advantage this season, converting at a 6.3% rate. And as for the Titans, we touched on it last game, the penalty kill has been just so hot lately. 30 out of 30 on the kill in their last 9 contests.
Yeah, and even as we've been talking, it's been hot. Ryan Mulvey corrals the puck in the defensive zone, ices it all the way down, and Jason Bain and Zach Freemuth get a little change on that, and they're able to sustain a little pressure here. Now they're back in their defensive zone with 1 minute, 10 seconds left, going to try and kill off the remainder of this power play for the Corsairs.
Nice stick by Band to help get it out to neutral ice, but only that far. Lenahan will dump it in, rings around the boards, comes to the far side. Ryan Mulvey finds it and shoots it the length of the ice. Pressuring is Freemuth. Zach Freemuth with one of the Titans' 4 shorties this season. Couldn't make something happen there, so here comes Leon Swiatkowski instead.
Dylan, Ryan Mulvey has had a good penalty kill so far. He's been out there the whole time, and he's had active sticks, block shots, iced the puck all the way down, which sometimes the Titans try and get a little bit selfish with that, try and find a power or a way to, as Ventura gets taken down, and the wrong referee calls that one.
Right. And the referee right in front has got his arms crossed, and
yes.
So now it's going to go for
interference.
Yeah, interference was the call. You were right on that. And so it's going to be 4-on-4 for 20 seconds, and then Carmel will get, or should say Glenbrook South will get a shortened power play.
Capulon go to the box for interference, and
These guys sticking up for our game?
Dylan, maybe you can say that Jim Philbin helped call that penalty, as there's a reaction from the bench and him as well, as that penalty was being called. But it's only 20 more seconds on Adrian Sokol's high sticking penalty, so the Titans will have a good minute and 40 power play after this expires, and they'll be credited with killing off the Corsairs penalty too as well.
Icing here. The Titans have scored 2 goals in the 4-on-4 situation this season, but the faceoff will go back down to their own zone. Just 9 more seconds till this becomes a power play.
And the defensive zone for the Titans is not where you want to start for their minute and 40 power play, which you can almost say is a full one here, but as the time expires on Sokol's power play, the Titans have got penalty, you've got a minute and 40 power play time.
All right, so that power play begins now. Here's Lochran dumping this one down. Comes to the near side. Wren gave it to Gornick, and Kyler Gornick clears. Wingers sets it aside for Sokol. A couple of seniors. Adrian Sokol. Now to Zach Freemuth. Freemuth,
thank you.
Got that run around Deacon Rose. It's going to be another penalty. David, you called it first, and yes, that is the right call.
And the box for Nian.
And now the Titans are going to have a really good chance to find a second goal with a full minute 9 seconds of 5-on-3.
Yeah, and that's what Rose has to do, especially with Freemuth coming at you full force. He misses the puck. Thankfully, he doesn't stick his leg out, but unfortunately for him, he makes contact
after this period.
And the Titans got a minute of 5-on-3, and Philbin almost got a mini timeout there as they were getting that penalty all sorted out. So let's see what the Titans come up with here.
That takes a funny hop off one of the advertisements on the board, so thank you, Willow Lake Orthodontics. And the Titans will keep it in the attacking zone.
Not sponsored.
Now Owen Almberg couldn't keep it in the zone, so it goes to Freemuth, who leads this team with 4 short-handed goals, 4 power play goals. Titans being a little timid here, wasting valuable time on their 2-man advantage, but finally enter the zone. Freemuth takes a hit from Gornick, and Kyler Gornick will circle back below his own goal line, kill some time, and clear it all the way down. What a penalty kill so far, down 2 guys for Carmel.
Yeah, and if you're head coach Jim Philbin, you're going to question almost why your first line is having this kind of power play.
Roigela with a shot from a pass from Freemuth, and the save is made. Ryan Mulvey now at the left point shoots. That's blocked by the skates of Gornick, and he clears.
Pretty weak power play by the Titans, even having that 5-on-3 advantage. And there wasn't really one successful player on that power play, but they still have 40 seconds left of 5-on-4 time.
Nick Ventura down to Sherwood. Wyatt Sherwood goes to Ventura again, touches it back up to Sherwood, now to Ventura again. Those guys playing some catch. Will Stevens up high to Owen Almberg, slap shot, and that's blocked by Leon Swiatkowski. And there's that 2-way stuff I'm talking about from number 2 in white, Leon Swiatkowski. Almberg keeps it in the zone on the clear attempt. He will take a shot. Swiatkowski with another block, and Capulong will clear this one. It goes into the Titan bench, and David, as a defenseman, Leon Swiatkowski leads this team in points with 6 goals and 12 assists for a total of 18. And if you remember last season, that game against the Corsairs that the Titans played, it went to OT, and Leon Swiatkowski was the guy who wrapped it around the net, and it deflected off a skate and into the net for the game winner.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, Leon, I don't want to disrespect you here, but we're going to go to Almberg's fantastic play. There's no other defenseman that
Adrian Sokol, what a move, chips a backhander, hits the top of the net and draws a whistle.
Yeah, I was going to let you do that one, Dylan, but Owen Almberg is the only defenseman in the league, at least I would know, that is going to step up and pinch on a power play where you can give 2 Carmel players a breakaway, and he keeps that puck in. and gives his guys a chance to produce on the power play. I mean, that is an incredible pinch. It was a risky pinch, it's worth it, and now they have no tight players back.
Power play is now over, so we're back to 5-on-5. Glenbrook South goes 0 for 2, and Dankelson would have had a partial breakaway, but a whistle, and David, was that offsides?
Yes, yeah, that was offsides. But Dylan, that's going to take me back to last year's moment where we clearly didn't have an offsides, where we won in overtime last year in October. That one was offsides, but the home opener against Carmel, we went in overtime, and it was clearly offsides. Everyone on our bench knew we were offsides, so Carmel pretty much got robbed that game. But
no coach's challenge here in the SHL.
no, there's not. You can't do that without any video replay either. But
Well, hey, we've got Gerard here. We can implement that. Here's an icing by the Titans again, and another stoppage. 11:16 to go in the second. Only goal of the game came from Benji Pajerski for his second of the SHL season. And David, the Carmel Catholic Corsairs really struggling to find shots on target, only with 2 as we are near halfway through regulation.
yeah, they've got 2 shots on nets, at least recorded officially. And that's what it'll also be on game sheet as well too. But the only line that's produced for the Titans has yet to find a shift here in the second period. And I'm not sure, why that is, especially as these other lines have been given multiple opportunities and they still have yet to have production. And the only line to find production has had a total of 3 or 4 shifts this game, and they found the back of the net.
Adrian Sokol got it with his glove, chips it out to neutral ice. Maybe an odd man rush for the Titans. Jason Van goes through the legs of Morabito, but then couldn't catch up to the puck. And so it goes back to neutral for Vanderplug, intercepted by Dankelson. In on net, he shoots, and Winger makes a big save. Just his 4th of the contest, but hasn't been rusty, clearly.
Dankelson, well, that puck was rolling on him too. This puck's been rolling on multiple players as he makes a little stick handle, and that puck goes from flat to rolling on him. So that's, Titans are thankful that happened, as that shot becomes almost 20 miles per hour softer.
Charlie Lenahan now will dump this one down, avoiding icing by waiting just a moment before crossing over center red. So it's going to be grabbed by Grant Lochran, intercepted by Rose. Deacon Rose then couldn't get it to a man. Capulong down to the area by the Corsairs bench. Grant Lochran couldn't get it to Stevens, and Swiatkowski keeps it alive. Now down to Rose again. Deacon Rose shoots from a tough angle, and a big save by Winger. Capulong again. Left side circle, and Luke Winger sticks it out of there. 9.5 to go in the middle frame. Titans up 1-0. Deacon Rose down below the line. Now it's Capulong with it. Up high to Caden Gornick. Takes a slap shot, and Winger makes the save.
Winger, one of the few goalies, maybe the only goalie in the SHL that is able to find pucks through traffic and make it seem like it's a point-blank opportunity. As he tracks that puck all the way, probably missing the net, but he's able to freeze it and give the Titans what they need, and that's a whistle. The way the second period has been going for the Titans, even though they're still up 1-0, is not what you want. And finally, we see the line that's been the only sort of production that the Titans have had today.
Kyler Gornick shoots. Luke Winger makes the save on the rebound. A backhand try by Swiatkowski is also stopped by Winger. So now with 9:11 to go in the second period, finally the Corsairs starting to find their shots, but Luke has been perfect regardless.
Yes, he has, and that's exactly what the Titans are needing, the way this second period's been going. And Freemus line's back out there, so hopefully the Titans can feed off that energy from Winger and bury some pucks in the back of the net.
Jason Van shoots, and running into the net is Wojala, and it knocks it off its post. And David, we're nearing the halfway point of regulation in this game. The Titans only with 1 goal. Remember, in their last 3 games, they've scored 2 or fewer goals, and only one of those was a victory. And that was 2-0 against Barrington, thanks to the Eli Kamen shutout.
Yeah, and beating Barrington 2-0 is realistically not a good victory at all. And they're discussing where this face-off should go. It should go outside of the zone, but hopefully they'll keep it where it is, but they're not going to. As Casper is the one who took that net off. So the Titans won't have that offensive zone draw that they initially had.
Now Lenahan dumps this one down. Less than 9 minutes to go in period number 2. GBS leads shots 11-6, but Carmel's got the last 4 shots on goal. Here's Freemuth. If you didn't know these guys on a personal level, you might be shocked that Freemuth wasn't in that senior night ceremony. The juniors still got 1 more year of South hockey left as this goes all the way down. Here's Wojula. Below the line. Goes to Kyler Gornick, who will bring this one up. Gornick through neutral ice.
Offside.
Yep, I was gonna say it. David Dankelson a step over the line and a whistle for offsides. 8:12 to go in the second period. Titans up 1-0 thanks to a goal by Benji Pajerski.
And Dylan, the way the Titans have been playing obviously hasn't been the best, but Carmel's been playing very bad. I mean, Gornick that was a very selfish play by him, not moving into the lead man, or at least just moving into the zone and then cutting wide so you can be onside. But as opposed to that, he's going to allow the Titans to change, and that zone or that draw is going to be outside of the zone.
Nick Ventura lost the puck. Here's Vavra with it. Again, Carmel Catholic looking to secure their playoff spot with a win tonight. But realistically, all they need is 2 more points or a loss by Lake Forest, and they will be in. And Lake Forest plays New Trier Green tomorrow night. Here's Wren into the zone. Jack Wren down to the near side. Grabbed by Gamble, goes down to Leaf, who takes a tough angle shot, save made. Hayden Gornick now shoots, and that gets blocked. Goes down to Nicholas Leaf again. One of my favorite names, David, Nicholas Leaf. He was on the team last season.
It's a good block by Nicholas Ventura, even though he jumped, but he was still able to get the block on it.
And a Carmel miscue results in an odd man rush for the Titans. Benji Pajerski tried to pass over to Monaghan. He had a pretty good shooting lane, tried to be a little bit unselfish there. In my opinion, probably should have taken that shot. Obviously, it's hard to think when the game's going this fast. Gamble missed Capulong with a pass. Will not be an icing. So here's Adam Sokol with it. Chipping it out to neutral. This one touches the netting, and that'll draw a whistle with 6:39 to go in the second period. The Titans with a 1-0 lead here on home ice on senior night in Glenview.
Not the way that the Titans want the second period to go in really any form. It's been pretty sluggish for them. Thankfully, Luke Winger, not only he has kept them in the game, but Carmel poor play has also kept them in the game as well. So if the Titans are going to want to win this game, it's a game of just who makes the least amount of mistakes. But that hit is late. Unfortunately, we're lagging up a little bit on the stream here. And that's a late hit. That's a missed call.
Now here's Carmel into the zone. Rocco Ligori below the line. Sticked away by Winger, and now Tootsius. Look to get it out, but Capulong keeps it alive. Tootsius, if you missed last night's broadcast, scored his first career varsity goal against the York Dukes in the nice shot from the point that found its way through. Now here's that's Huffman, and it hits Almberg's stick, and Almberg without a stick makes a play into the far boards, and did they just call a penalty on him?
No, it was not on Almberg. I'm gonna try and see what was on the replay. I see a slash. Was the motion by the official. I guess I'm gonna try and figure out where it was, as he was in the corner, so maybe it was behind the play where a player takes a whack at someone.
Tootsius in the box.
Yes, yep. After the play, the puck's gone. Tootsius takes a whack at the shin pad of Charlie Capulong. And the Titans are going to head to the penalty kill.
Once again, looking to make it 32 penalties in a row killed. They dump this one down. Again, they haven't allowed a power play goal in their last 9 games.
Yeah, and that's not a penalty you want to be taking as for the Titans here. You only
Here's a steal. Sorry, David. Here comes Zach Freemuth. Centers it, looking for Ban, and that just out of his reach, got a little piece of it, but whiffed. Those are 2 guys, each with a shorthanded goal this season, Zach Freemuth and Jason Ban, but the line mates couldn't connect on that quick play. Here's Vavra from the point. Shots got tipped by Capulong, I believe, and Luke Winger made the save. Now under 5 minutes to play before the Zamboni intermission. Here's Swiatkowski. Got it to Vavra. From the top of the left circle, shoots, and that deflects wide. No save required for Winger, and it gets cleared down. And David, at this point, the Titans have been without a shot for quite a while. The Carmel Catholic Corsairs are out shooting them 6-0 in the last 6 shots.
Yep, and that's Horden running around in their own zone. The momentum has been given to Carmel, and not sure why that wasn't a trip. The Titans are going to get away with that one for sure.
No doubt.
Definitely take it as they're going to need the momentum before this break here in the second. And one key that they can't let up is number 1, a goal, or take a penalty to give the Corsairs a power play.
Dankelson now to Mosley. And Olmberg goes down, and some awkwardness down in the far corner. But a good penalty kill by the Titans. They're going to get out of it. And this one's sent all the way down. Luckily, it'll go on net because I don't think the Titans skater realized that the penalty had just expired. But now a touch by the Titans after they high sticked it appears. So 3:39 to go in the second. And we will have a draw in neutral ice.
Not the way this game for the Titans wants to be going. Especially since with 3:39 left, they will be having a defensive zone draw, and their only sort of production they have found is from Sokol, Pajerski, and Monaghan, who is they've not found much ice time tonight, and they're trying to find production from the guy that took the...
Here's a shot by Carmel, they score, and I believe that's off the helmet of Aiden Gamble. It would be his 3rd goal this season in the SHL, and we are all square at 1.
Exactly what the Titans did not need to happen. You're going to see this on the replay here. It's a little bit backed up, but that's fine. We'll do with what we got here. But the Titans have just lost all momentum after that first goal. Good thing they got it, because this game has been slowly going downhill for the Titans as that hits the stick of, yeah, you got that right, Dylan, of Aiden Gamble as he was pointing to his head after that goes in.
Aiden Gamble comes into this game with just 2 points in SHL play through 18 games, both of them goals, adds a 3rd to his name, and it's 1-1 here in the second period. And now, this being the 3rd time these 2 teams have met, Carmel now outscoring GBS 3-0 in the second period. And now, after this puck was pinned up against the boards for a long while, they will blow the whistle. And I will just take another moment here to remind you to not go anywhere during the second period intermission. We'll take a brief time out and mute our mics, but after that, I am pleased to announce we will welcome former Chicago Blackhawk and great family friend of the Mulveys here, Grant Mulvey, who is in attendance here for senior night, getting a look at this Glenbrook South team, and very excited to talk to him and see what he has to say. So a big thank you to, of course, Ryan and Jack's dad, Pete Mulvey, for helping get that set up. That'll be fun. Steenstrup backhands it into the zone. That looked like a high stick, and there's the whistle. So 2:58 to go in the second period, 1-1 game, and 12-9 are the shots in favor of GBS. And boy, David, I might have to take a look at the box score, but I believe GBS finished the first period with 11. Or maybe it was 9, so yeah, it was 9. So they've only got 3 shots here in this second period.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way it's going, at least visually, for the Titans. And
here's a 3-on-2 for Carmel. Capulong gets it to the net. Save made by winger Deacon Rose. It was out of his reach. So now the other way comes Glenbrook South. Matt Callahan takes a hit from Gornick, but Steenstrup cleans up the change. Tried a backhander from in close. Loose puck, and Tommy Steiner found it and put a glove on it. 2:26 to go.
one of the few Titan shots this period. Definitely not a bad chance for the Titans. The Titans are going to be jumbling up the lines again as the game from yesterday seems to be carrying over a little bit. So Ventura, Freemuth, and Van are going to find themselves on the ice. Unless maybe Casper's down for a shift or a few seconds. We'll see what happens. But most of it will be continuing in the third.
Now Lenahan, who's got long hair flowing out of the back of his helmet. Taken away by Ventura, now out to Freemuth. Freemuth gets taken down in open ice. It'll be a penalty against Kyler Gornick and an elbowing call signaled by the official. The Corsair fans here to our right in disagreement, but I thought that was a good call.
It was. Mr. Boris and I are going to get a clip of this after of his hands going up. It's like he's celebrating a goal, and they're wondering why they got a penalty for that one. But we'll see it here on the replay. And, you know, one of the Carmel strengths is hitting players, but I'm going to watch it here right here on the replay as we got it. Boom, hands go up. No intent to play the puck. And he's wondering why he gets a penalty. But when your hands go up like that, you're going to get called for it.
So the Titans, who are 0 for 2 on the power play, will look to get back to it here. Only 6 seconds separate the period clock and the penalty clock. Here's a shot by Ryan Mulvey, and it was a good one. Sort of a knuckle puck, almost fooled Steiner, but wouldn't go. This went off the hand of Ventura, and another penalty's called.
Oh my God!
Nick Ventura, David, your younger brother, is going to the box on an interference call. And I gotta be honest with you, I have no idea what the ref saw there.
Here, I'm gonna give this to you.
Well, let's take a look at it, David. Let's see if we can. I mean,
Well, it should be right here. Oh my God! Mr. Boris, you're gonna clip that, right? I mean, throughout the game, there's fighting for real estate in front of the net. A little cross check puts him down. Maybe he thought he was playing soccer, but that's going to kill the Titans' power play, put us on 4-on-4.
all right, well, nothing you can do about it now. 4 players aside, second 4-on-4 situation we've seen in this game, but now we're going to see it for a bit of an extended period of time. A whole minute 29 until it'll be a 15-second Carmel power play and then back to 5-on-5. 1:26 to go in the second period. 1 apiece here in Glenview.
Dylan, the key here for the Titans is really getting out of this period with no more penalties and the game still being at 1-1.
Here's Leon Swiatkowski, blocked by his own man Rose, and then the puck flutters by the net and stays out. Jason Ban will pick it up. Ban has Freemuth in a on-man rush favoring the defenders, and this shot gets deflected high by a stick just as we get down to less than 1 minute to go.
So give the Titans an offensive zone draw and hopefully a chance to capitalize here. I mean, the ideal scenario is to be going into the third period leading.
Stevens and Mosley to take the draw. Again, don't go anywhere during the intermission. Grant Mulvey, former Chicago Blackhawk, will be coming in here, putting on the headset, and we will have a conversation here for senior night. Of course, he probably would have wished that his friend's son, Jack, is out there. Jack Mulvey, of course, and now a penalty is going to be called here. And suddenly this game starting to fill up the penalty table in the score sheet. And with 38 seconds to go in the second period, Matt Callahan guilty.
I'm going to take a look at this one again on the replay, but doesn't seem to be much argument. at least from head coach Jim Philbin, but it was something that the Titans were trying to avoid. So yeah, that could have gone either way, but it's going to put the Titans on a 4-on-3 and give the Corsairs a 5-on-3, at least for 10 seconds at the start of the third period.
So here's Swiatkowski to Dankelson. Dankelson dumps it down. Grant Loughran below the goal line. Sort of looks like an overtime power play with the 4-on-3. This one ships down to the Carmel zone. Zach Freemuth was skating hard but didn't get the puck. Now Vavra over the blue line, running out of time, just 3 seconds to make a move. He centers it, and the buzzer sounds before anything happens. And that'll finish the second period. Teams will head into their locker rooms, but the Titans will be shorthanded to start the third period.
Yeah, and that's something the Titans are going to have to overcome. 5-on-3 for 7 seconds, but 5-on-4 for a minute and 22 seconds.
All right, so we will mute our mics for the time being, but don't go anywhere. In about 2 minutes here, we're going to talk to Grant Mulvey on the South Hockey Radio Network, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Is that muted? No. First, you have to jump through a lot of hoops to mute it. Our voices look like the easy pattern. Oh, yeah, some people don't want to do that. All right, well, let's do it then. So, you tell me where to go and I'll go. Right here. So, you need makeup or anything? And welcome back to the South Hockey Radio Network and to Twitch.tv. I am joined here by former Chicago Blackhawk and NHLer Grant Mulvey. Grant, so great to have you here on the broadcast. Thank you so much for taking some time.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. I'm here to watch the boys play at senior night, and the Mulvey boys. One is injured. But I'm here to watch them, and certainly Ryan Mulvey is playing very well as a freshman.
Yeah, to be a freshman on the varsity team is such a great accomplishment. Speaking of making accomplishments at a pretty young age, you actually have the you're the second youngest player in the modern era of the NHL to score a goal behind Alexander Barkov of the Panthers. Why don't you tell our viewers how old you were when that happened?
Well, I think I was like 18 years old and 3 days or something like that, or 30 days. But I remember the goal, and it was in St. Louis. It was a shot that was from Dennis Hall, and I just went to the post, and I tipped it in, going to the post hard, and it was my very first NHL goal.
Well, that's very fitting. The Blackhawks in St. Louis tonight. I haven't checked the score of that, but
neither have I.
I kind of don't want to tell you the truth. But
well, St. Louis has to win to stay in the playoff hunt. The Blackhawks are playing very well in the last month and a half. I think the coach is really getting to them, and they're really starting to play very, very effective hockey.
Yeah. No doubt about that. Well, you being 18 years old when you scored your first career NHL goal, there are plenty of guys on the ice right now who are that age. So just to have that in your memory bank, you know, it's just such an incredible achievement. But I want to focus on some of the players you know out there. You mentioned Jack Mulvey, not available for tonight's game, but the freshman Ryan Mulvey. What are some of the specifics you've liked about his game tonight?
Well, Ryan is playing exceptionally well. I think as a freshman, he's just so calm and poised, you know, on the D spot there. And, you know, their players are coming at him very fast, and he's able to adjust his speed. He slows it down. He's smart. He gets the puck on the net. I like the way that Ryan is playing right now. Unfortunately, Jack is out tonight, but he'll be back, and hopefully I'll get a chance to see them before Jack finishes his high school career.
No doubt about that, and obviously we all want Jack to be back as soon as possible. Not that it'd be any different for anyone else, but Jack's such an important piece of the puzzle here at the Varsity Glenbrook South hockey team. And the playoffs coming up, lots of big things happening for this team, but you know, 1-1 against the Carmel Catholic Corsairs. GBS really dominated that first period, but Carmel's gotten their shots here in the second period and have closed the gap to 15-10. And with all these penalties we've seen now, GBS is going to be shorthanded coming into the third. I mean, you know, let me make sure I have this right. You were the first president of the Chicago Wolves, spent some time coaching?
That is correct.
Yeah. So
that is correct. I assisted to bring the Wolves here. At that time, it was in the International Hockey League. There was 3 leagues, the NHL, the American Hockey League, and the International Hockey League. And we were a team in the International Hockey League. But they've done a marvelous job. They've stuck in. The ownership group has really made a commitment to the city of Chicago, and the players all love playing for the Wolves. They're treated very, very well, and it's just an excellent program.
One of the last things I wanted to touch on, saving the best for last, is you hold a very, very impressive Blackhawks franchise record. 5 goals in a single game, not to mention 2 assists as well. What do you remember from that day?
Well, I remember Tony Esposito saying that I was the stupidest guy he ever played after the game, and I'm like, what? I just had 5 goals. He said, yeah, but they took you off the ice in the second period. I got in a fight in the second period, and so I got 7 minutes in penalties and 7 points.
Wow.
And so I only had a chance to play a 53-minute game at max.
Right, you could have had more.
I could have had more, maybe. But who knows? It was a special night, and for every athlete, they always have 1 or 2 special nights. A guy like Gretzky has 100 of them. A guy like Mario Lemieux, 100. I was blessed to have that one night where it was special, everything worked, and the puck went in the net.
Well, Grant, it's been so great to have you. They're wrapping up the Zamboni here, and we're going to get set for the third period. But before you take the headset off, is there any last thing you want our viewers to know?
You know, this is the great, I love watching kids play hockey. And the reason for hockey the way that it is now, these players are so good. You see the way that they transition frontwards to backwards. They're doing a marvelous job, and I can hardly wait till the next generation of their children come along, because they will really be excellent, excellent, excellent athletes. And hockey is just beginning to grow in the United States, and it has a long way to go. So I look forward to the growth. I look forward to seeing good hockey for many, many, many more years.
Grant Mulvey, former NHLer, Chicago Blackhawk, thank you so much for hopping on. Pleasure having you.
Thank you.
All right, we will mute the mics and go off the air once again. And the third period coming up very shortly. David will head back to the booth.
My headsets were falling off.
He's working it. You're working it.
Yeah. Where do you want to eat? There you go.
This is one of Ryan's old teammates.
How you doing? What's your name?
Pete. Thanks so much for all this. And this is his sister.
Where do you play now? Where's the Bulldogs? Who are the Bulldogs? Oh, yeah. Okay.
His sister's got to get to her game tonight. She played with me. It's hard to tell because 90% of our audience is watching on Twitch. So, I don't know if there are 40 people tuning in this exact point. Usually it's down to the Intermission. You need to get help with the fight. She can help you. No question is bad.
That's awesome.
Right. That means 42 dollars.
So you made it like
Do you get those numbers?
Like a friend was telling me, we put it on the big screen. It's a 5-6 people. And I'm not even fights. I'm not fighting. We're just pulling it up on the website.
Yeah, right. It's not counting how many people are watching, it's counting how many screens have it shared.
How many followers there are. So like this one. Yeah, now that's great. You can all the way to the right. And you talk louder. Awesome. That's awesome. I'm not that smart.
Frank's teammate for a year, right?
That's awesome. Bulldogs play on
All right.
What sports do you play? Gymnastics? That's awesome. My daughter shout out to fantastic ceremony.
Yeah, when I go, thank you.
Sponsoring that rebound.
Helping us.
These are loud.
Are you ready?
What does she normally close at?
9. Awesome. I'll send that to your dad, so he's got it. Good luck. Everybody tonight. Yeah. See you again. You got Wednesday, right? You come to the career.
Welcome back to the South Hockey Radio Network and to those of you watching on Twitch. Hope you enjoyed that interview with former Chicago Blackhawk and good family friend of the Mulvies here, Grant Mulvey, who surprisingly no relation, but it worked out that way, and got a good conversation with him and appreciate him taking some time during the intermission to talk to me and appear here on the broadcast, and thanks Gerard for filming that as well. 17 minutes on the clock here, 1-1 game. Carmel is going to have a 5-on-3 for 7 seconds, then it'll be a power play for the next minute 19.
Glenbrook South's got to find a way to kill off this two-man advantage that Carmel has. Freemuth, their go-to guy, is coming off that intermission, so hopefully he's well rested, and we're back to 5-on-4 right away.
Ventura off, and Jason Bannon to replace him, and Carmel power play will officially now be 0 for 3 on the night. And the Titans will clear this one down. So GBS's penalty kill streak continues, 33 shorthanded situations in a row without allowing a goal. See if they can make it 34 here. Mosley tips this one into the zone, chases after it, gets to it. Ryan Mulvey, and it's taken away by Jack Wren, who tried a centering pass, but that wouldn't go. Kyler Gornick, now to Dankelson. He shoots, and that goes wide of the net. Lenahan, back pass Dankelson, up high to Gornick. Kyler Gornick, slap shot blocked by a diving Freemuth. He's laboring a little bit after that one, great play. And then Almberg tried to stick it out of there, hit his own man Freemuth in doing that. And a penalty coming up here. It was obstructed by our view, David, but it'll go against the Titans. And now this puck out of play to draw a whistle and a holding call.
Yeah, which is too bad that was obstructed, because I really wanted to find a reason that wouldn't have been a penalty, but the Titans are going back to 5-on-3 again, and the penalties will just keep coming and coming and coming and coming. They will be back to 5, or they'll be, it's almost like I can't say go back to 5-on-4 after these 10 seconds. And Freemuth is so dead that Will Stevens is going to be at the start of this 5-on-3, and we'll see who comes on the ice after 10 seconds.
Face-off win for the Corsairs. Goes up high to Deacon Rose. The sophomore Rose gave it to Vavra. His shot blocked in close by Loughran. Now Leon Swiatkowski, first penalty over. Now it's another 5-on-4. This shot gets deflected away. Stevens helps force it out to neutral ice. So now 34 penalties killed in a row for the Titans over their last 9 games. Nick Ventura tried to backhand outside the zone, but it deflects off Vavra, who was leaning on the Titan bench area, and it deflects into it.
They still got another penalty to kill off, a whole minute and 30 seconds. So hopefully this is enough boost of confidence for the Titans to start to make some action on the offensive side of things after these penalties expire.
Nicholas Leaf to Swiatkowski, now Vavra to Swiatkowski again. Leon Swiatkowski into the zone, around Loughran. Swiatkowski still with the puck. Up high to Rose. Rose at the left circle, got it to Leaf, who has an open chance. He hit the post with the shot. Beat Winger, but not the iron. On the rebound, Swiatkowski punches it into an open cage. And the power play goal for the Corsairs takes the lead 2-1.
It's also going to break the streak for the Titans. Just a lot of running around as the penalties just kept piling and piling and piling. And this game has just been a downward trend for the Titans ever since their first goal early in the first. As opposed to a roller coaster ride that you see most games happening, it's been a downward trend for the Titans. Still no production out of their top lines. But the Titans almost escaped away with that one, as that one hit the post, but they could not get that puck out of the zone.
This is tipped, so it will not be an icing. Slows down also. Hurl jack below the goal line. So now the Titans, just like they did in Vernon Hills earlier this season, scored first and now trail to the Carmel Catholic Corsairs. Here's Capulong, got it to Swiatkowski. Leon Swiatkowski looking for a second of the game, passes it over Rose, and get a clean shooting lane. Now Kyler Gornick. Taken away and out to neutral ice. 14:03 to go in the third period, as this is an icing, and the Titans will take another D-zone draw. Again, David, in that entire second period and the first 3 minutes of this period, just 6 shots for Glenbrook South.
Yep, and the Titans, after that break, looked a little bit worse than they did in the second, which is not what we expected, but they still got time to figure things out, I guess.
Hayden Gornick's shot got blocked in close, and the Titans get it out. Here comes Steenstrup. Now Nicholas Leaf will intercept. Stevens pressuring below the goal line, but couldn't grab possession of the puck. Ryan Mulvey at the left point. Now to Steenstrup. Centered at Callahan. He shoots in. That's wide of the net. Maybe he was looking for Stevens with that. Holmberg shoots, and that also gets blocked. Here comes Huffman. Goes over to Caden Gornick now. Wren will dump this one down. Goes below the goal line, and Almberg will grab it. Titans shorthanded 5 times in this game, and on the 5th time, Carmel gets the go-ahead goal. Early in this period. 2-1 to the visitors here at Glenview Ice Center. Titans looking to extend their home record of 6-1-1 to 7-1-1. Owen Almberg out to Bajerski. 3-on-2 for the Titans if they hurry. Bajerski to Adam Sokol. Got it over to Dylan Monaghan, who shoots with a backhand, and Tommy Steiner with the save. Dylan Monaghan close to his first in the S. Then he will hit a man into the boards, just one higher than his jersey number. Mark Mosley goes down.
And finally, that fourth line's able to get back out there again. And that's the only sign of life the Titans have had here in that third period, as they had a great opportunity. Steiner in there making a big save. And now the Titans need that sort of energy and chances from their top producers.
And now also you see the Glenbrook South student section has risen to their feet. They've been seated for basically the entire game, but sort of the equivalent of sitting up straight when you're playing a game of NHL once the other person takes the lead. Here comes Rocco Ligori, dumping this one down. Won't be an icing as Loughran grabs it below the goal line. Over to the near side, half boards. Zach Freemuth now tips it out, and Freemuth couldn't get it ahead of the linesman, so the Corsairs will come into the zone. Gornick brings it around the boards. It comes to Nick Ventura on the near side. Now out to Swiatkowski in neutral ice, the man who just took the lead for the Corsairs with his 7th of the season. Ties Deacon Rose for the team lead in goals.
And this call behind the net is a high stick, but we'll proceed on with play here.
Adrian Sokol got it to Jason Van. He will come into the zone. He got stuffed by Gornick and wasn't able to get a shot, but it will be a penalty. Jason Van.
A penalty shot.
Well, David, obviously I would like to see a penalty shot as well, but didn't really look like Van had a clear path to the net, one-on-one with the goaltender, and that's why it's just a minor penalty. But in the box will go Kyler Gornick, one of their best penalty killers, and the Titans will go to their 4th power play of this game, 0 for 3.
And obviously, depending how the Titans' power play is going to go, Gornick probably made the smart play, though, there as one of the top players on the Titans. He's on a breakaway, and he was most likely going to score on that.
Right.
So depending on how this power play goes for the Titans, Gornick might be getting applause from this team rather than a why did you do that?
One of the coaches call that a good penalty to take, right? If you are saving a goal.
Yeah.
Ryan Mulvey out to Freemuth. Nice reception on that pass. Zach Freemuth puts on the brakes in the corner. Goes up high with it. Owen Almberg slides it over to Ryan Mulvey. Off the near side boards, down below the goal line. Leaf will intercept, and Deacon Rose will knock this one the length. Owen Almberg. Played it around Lenahan cleanly. Almberg left circle, shoots, and he gets stuffed by Vavra. Rebound to the net, and now Adrian Sokol shoots, and that goes high, and the whistle sounded before that Sokol shot.
Yeah, the net comes off just because Steiner's trying to push off from post to post. Makes a little contact with the net, and the Pegs don't keep the net in its spot, like it does a lot. But the Titans will have an offensive zone draw since Steiner did knock the net off of its moorings. And all Steiner's really trying to do is move from one side to the other, but he can't because the net doesn't hold its spot. But the Titans still have a shot here.
Nice keep there by the glove of Loughran. Down to Freemuth, a shot, and a save by Steiner. Boy, that would have been a highlight-worthy assist by Loughran if Freemuth punched that home.
Exactly what the Titans need. They're just some sort of really shot on net at this point, as a lot of the chances by the Titans have just flat out missed the net.
Off the face-off, Swiatkowski dumps it. Luke Winger sets it up for Loughran below the line. Grant Loughran through his own zone. Goes far side for Sherwood, intercepted by Jack Wren. He's pressuring shorthanded. Adrian Sokol will recover and keep the puck safe. Sokol over the blue line. All the way to the net, got a shot away. The net comes off its post again, and one more whistle. Tommy Steiner goes palms up there.
Yeah, and that comes off again. Just a little bit of contact with the net as Sokol's coming in with a burst of speed. That net comes off, so if anything, that might have benefited the Titans as Sokol was trying to go in all alone as some of his guys were making line changes. But again, a late change by the Corsairs that they just let happen. And head coach of the Corsairs, PJ Eberhard, is really using that to his advantage. Well, if I was head coach, I would do the same thing. The referees aren't paying attention to the second change as it's been prevalent throughout this whole night. He's taking advantage.
And Gornick touches the puck immediately after stepping out of the box, close to a interference penalty, but we will play on. 8:46 to go in the third period. Titans looking to avoid just their second regulation loss on home ice this season. Here's Steenstrup into the zone, left wing side. Eric Steenstrup to the net. That puck bouncing and it rolls down into the corner. And Gornick gets it out to neutral once more. Here's Lagori. Rocco Lagori tried to dangle around Almberg, was not able to do that. So it goes down to the corner. Titans with just 19 shots on goal in this game. Again, their prior 3 games, they scored 2 goals in each and every one, no more. Only with 1 so far tonight. It came in the opening 5 minutes by Benji Pajurski. Here is Pajurski. Tried to backhand that one by Wren, didn't work, but was successful in getting it to Owen Almberg, who winds and fires from the neutral zone, and Steiner forced to stay sharp. Now this goes up high, Almberg, another slap shot, and that missed the net. And now Kyler Gornick will take possession for the Corsairs. Wren gets taken down there, and the puck deflects out of play. I don't think we're going to get a penalty, though, with 7:27 to go in the third.
No, we're not. The face-off's just going to be right in front of the Corsairs bench. And now with 7 minutes and 27 seconds left, the Titans are really got to find a way to put the puck in the back of the net.
Face-off win in neutral ice. It goes to Adrian Sokol. Adrian Sokol centers it, Freemuth open net, ban, and that hits the side of the cage and the net comes off its post. Boy, if Jason Ban just waited a half second longer, could have Titans blow a chance there.
Well, Dylan, that net's off. So if I'm Jason Ben and I'm looking up, I'm almost confused if like the net is moved a significant amount. And the Titan players are going to try and argue as that net maybe was pushed off on purpose, but the real way to fix this is to actually get rid of the pegs. They gotta find whatever drill holes in the ice, whatever it may be, find a way to keep those nets in place, because whether it's from just a little push off the net or a big one, when the goalie's trying to go from end to end, that net does not stay in place. And what it did right there, like it typically does, is create frustration for one side.
Now here's Capulong for the Corsairs, comes over the blue line, left wing side. Charlie Capulong gets it taken away by Sokol. On the rebound, a shot in the half boards by Swiatkowski gets stopped by Luke Winger. Adrian Sokol. Dangles around Rose. And he'll try a dump down, but it gets deflected high, and now Sokol's got it again. Adrian Sokol to Freemuth at the blue line right wing side. Dumps that down. Jason Ban. Up high to Adrian Sokol. Now to Nick Ventura. 6 minutes, 20 seconds to go in regulation. Titans trailing by 1. Adrian Sokol gets around Rose. Looking over his options. Try to backhand to the slot area, but Swiatkowski gets a good stick on that one. And the Carmel Catholic Corsairs will take over possession. Time running out for Glenbrook South, trailing by 1. Here's Nick Ventura, Got around Kyler Gornick, lost his stick in the process, and a penalty called against Carmel. A tripping violation will send the Titans to their 4th power play of the game, 0 for 4.
Now see, take a look at the replay here because I don't want to jump to conclusions too quickly as is where that penalty was called. So we'll see here as right about now the replay's coming up. Yeah, that penalty was not on Lenahan, which was the one who hooked
Deacon Rose in the box.
Ventura. Yeah, so that play was not what we just saw there at the end. That was a previous call.
Owen Ulmberg, he shoots, and that's blocked by Kyler Gornick. Owen Ulmberg goes cross ice to Ryan Mulvey, touch pass to Sherwood. Ryan Mulvey just barely keeps it in the zone. And it's forced out of there by Hurljack. Titans chase after it, looking to prevent a shorthanded look for the Corsairs. Got 4 shorthanded goals on the season. That's tied for 3rd most in the SHL, one of their bright spots. Owen Ulmberg dumps this one down, rings around the boards, comes to the far side half boards. Sherwood up high to Lochran. Grant Lochran winds one and fires, and Jack Wren makes a diving block.
Another one of the multiple shot attempts from Glenbrook South that has just been blocked with all the time they've been given. And they're looking for corners instead of guys to pass to, and all that resulted in so far is multiple block shots from the Carmel defenseman.
Eric Steenstrup over to Ban, and what a save by Tommy Steiner on one of the SHL's finest. Jason Ban up high to Ulmberg. He shoots, and closing his legs was Gornick. On the rebound was Steenstrup, and that stop by Steiner, and Carmel clears.
Even though that puck wasn't able to be kept in fully at the end, that was a great play by Eric Steenstrup to lift a Carmel player's stick and really give the Titans a chance again. I mean, he just does a spin around shot, gets it on net, which is the Titans have been struggling all night getting shots on nets, and they're still.
Now a stoppage in play with 4:13 to go in the 3rd period, 23 seconds to go on Deacon Rose's penalty. The Titans looking to avoid their 2nd 2-game losing streak of the season. They've only had one of those situations this year.
They got to find a way to do that. 4 minutes and 13 seconds left on, and it's really, these past few games for the Titans have just not been well. Really, any of them, even winning that game 2-0 against Barrington. And this is not the time to be going in a slump or not playing well. The Titans are going to have to try and bounce back here and hopefully give them energy the rest of the season.
Eric Steenstrup centering pass, and this tip by Ban also got saved. Maybe Ban did not touch it before Steiner did, but Tommy Steiner have a night in net. 20 saves on the 21 shots he's faced so far. Obviously, we want that to change. Here's Steenstrup. And a bobble for the puck results in Mosley getting it. Now to Jacob Dankelson. Tried to get around Ulmberg, not able to do that, so Nick Ventura plays it cross ice to Zach Freeman. Here comes Freemuth into the zone, shoots, and a save by Steiner. He hangs on. 3:20 to go in regulation time. Titans down by 1 here at home.
Yep, and this is not the period the Titans wanted. It's really just been kind of that downhill trend. They've really been trying to get shots. Steiner's played well, but the amount of shots Carmel's blocked has been so many, and the amount of space they've been giving them too is you really got to capitalize on. The Titans have unfortunately not been able to do so.
Freemuth coming into this one with a 3-game point streak. It'd be nice to see him extend that. Be a very timely situation too. He's not on the ice now. Jim Philbin saving him for the final minutes. Those final minutes creeping up quickly. 3 to go here in Glenview. Nick Ventura off the boards for Callahan, tipping it around Gornick. Matt Callahan turning on the Jets. Kyler Gornick comes back to grab the puck, and the Carmel fans want a penalty for a cross check.
Yeah, when someone falls down, everyone wants a penalty, but if you want that, you go play soccer. So.
And a little laugh from Gerard on that one, David. Nice going.
Good, I'm happy. Glad. Been trying to get him to laugh all night. Finally got him.
Barely heard it.
Barely heard it.
2:28 to go in the third period. Now would probably be a pretty good time for a timeout. See if the Titans go that route. Luke Winger is waiting between the hash marks. With the Titans having an offensive zone face-off, Zach Freemuth wins it. Goes to Vavra. And this one leaks past Ryan Mulvey. Chasing after the puck is Deacon Rose. He has Allenberg to beat. Rose catches up to the puck. Allenberg now battling with Capulon. Deacon Rose centers it. Swikowski. That goes beyond his stick. Here come the Titans. Jason Ban over the blue line, right wing side. He shoots and Steiner makes another save. 1:58 now left in the third period. Titans down by 1.
So it seems right now that the Titans are finally getting the realization that, oh, we have to score a goal, get shots on net. I mean, this is the most amount of shots on net we've seen all game in a period from the Titans, as Jim Philbin is now going to take his timeout as he's got that offensive zone draw with the minute 58 to go. And then, of course, when do you pull Luke Winger and give yourselves that sixth attacker?
My biggest question is, does he stay on the bench right here with the attacking zone face-off, or do you wait for offensive possession?
I mean, Dylan, the way this game's been going and the amount of breakdowns the Titans have been having on their offensive zone, just allowing Carmel to kind of get that puck out of the zone. I wouldn't be surprised if Winger stays on the bench here. Give yourselves that sixth attacker, but having 6 guys, you got to put 2 guys on the puck at all times, and that would not be the time to play defensively. You know, guard that net, sure, but you can't be playing defensively and allow a Corsair player time to do anything really with the puck.
All right, well, we've got less than 2 minutes to go. Winger will stay in his net for now. We'll see what happens as soon as the Titans get attacking zone possession. We will wait between the hash marks. The faceoff will be at the right wing circle, and the big gun's out there for Jim Philbin. Now Winger actually does go to the bench, so it's an empty net situation for the Titans. They are trying to tie this game. Carmel wins the faceoff, and Gornick just fires right at the empty net and takes an icing.
So Dylan, this is kind of what I expected to happen. It's a risky play by Gornick. The problem is the Titans got 6 guys out there, and you give him time to turn around on his forehand and take a shot all the way down. So the Titans really got to get man-on-man 2 guys on the puck, because Gornick was able to turn around and get a shot on net. And there it is again. Steiner makes contact with that net, and the pegs just are kind of there, and they do not keep the net on. I mean, he's really not doing much of anything except for doing what he's supposed to do, and that net comes off.
Titans have the best third period goal differential in the SHL, but they haven't scored a third period goal in their last 3 games. If they can't find one here, that would make it 4.
Let's go!
Right circle face-off, 1:48 to go.
Oh, Dylan. No.
What are you seeing, David?
A possible bench miner? No, a bench miner.
What for?
Oh my God.
What for?
I don't know. We're gonna have to figure it out here, dude.
Well, the referees are meeting, and they're gonna bring the face-off.
All right, not a bench miner. I don't know why he's signaling a bench miner, but that zone's gonna come all the way down.
And why is that?
No. I don't know, man. I think they're gonna have to give us a second here, because
Will Stevens is going to the penalty box. David, you were spot on.
Bench miner. I don't know what for. When you officiate a game like that, you just have to expect some sort of backlash from the coaches, because it's been coming from both sides, really. It has. And when it comes from both sides, you know something's wrong.
All right, so the Titans are going to have to pull the goalie and go 5-on-5 here once they can get this into the attacking zone. Zach Freemuth. The remainder of regulation will be played shorthanded. Adrian Sokol. High to Ulmberg. Owen gets it to Zach. Luke Winger sprints to the bench. And the fifth skater comes out there for the Titans at Sherwood. Jason Ban goes up high, intercepted by Jack Wren. And he will try a clear, but Next Chapter Properties makes the block. Leon Swiatkowski's trying to center it. Very unselfish play for him, but didn't work out. Adrian Sokol out to neutral ice. Now Kyler Gornick from the neutral zone missed the net. Time running out for the Titans. Fans getting antsy at Glenview Ice Center. 40 seconds on the clock. Grant Lochran goes to Sherwood. Wyatt Sherwood gets tipped back for Adrian Sokol. Into the zone, Adrian Sokol. Backhander, and that just missed the net. Owen Ulmberg. Now down to Adrian Sokol, up high to Ulmberg again. 23 seconds to go. Here's a shot that gets blocked. Mark Mosley tries to chip it out. Does come out to neutral ice. Leon Swiatkowski got it taken away. Here comes Ban into the zone. 12 seconds left. A stick on the ice. Ban has to get around. And this shot misses the net. Adrian Sokol winds up, fires. Mark Mosley blocks it. And he will ice this one with the empty netter with 0.1 seconds. And that is the final score of the game, 3-1.
Should have been a penalty, Dylan, as stick gets thrown right into a Glenbrook South player, but
you see Philbin and Winger.
He threw his stick. He threw his stick at the puck. Here, we'll see right here, Dylan. Boom. Wipes the stick right at the puck. We got a lot of videos to send over, Mr. Boris.
Look at Winger.
A lot of videos.
Winger needs to be held back by Lochran here. He's pissed off right now.
Yeah, I would be too. I mean, that's ridiculous. Yeah, and the way this game's been going, you just... Yeah.
Well, that's a real tough one for the Titans to swallow. Lose on back-to-back nights.
That is, Dylan, because that whistle should have got blown like that for that stick getting thrown into a player when, in this case, Jason Ban, when he's trying to maneuver the puck, and that stick causes him not to be able to do so. So that whistle should have got blown right away and given the Titans a man up as they would have had offensive zone draw.
So the Carmel Catholic Corsairs clinched the SHL playoffs with the victory and become the 8th team in. So now, from here on out, it is all about seeding. Lake Forest and Barrington will be the two that get left out of the postseason in the league play. And Jim Philbin still giving the referees an earful.
Good, as he should. Utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous.
For the second straight season, Glenbrook South can't get a win on senior night. You tell him, Coach. For the second time this year, GBS scores first against Carmel, then the Corsairs respond with 3 unanswered. And the night after York takes the season series against Glenbrook South, Carmel does the same thing. And you gotta take your hats off, and for the Corsairs, I mean, it's a great accomplishment, and they get to 10 wins with that and improve their record to 10-11-3.
They do, but the Titans are going to have to find a way to bounce back from that. They're going to have to find a way to come back from that one, and hopefully start to get hot as we enter the playoffs.
Well, David, it ends on a sour note, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me in the booth over these last few weeks, last month or so, since you've been home for winter break. I know you head back to school. I think you said you leave tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning.
You get started on Monday with your classes, and I'm going to have to figure out what to do from here. I don't know if I'm going to have to get some more colors or continue on solo, but just wanted to say, man, it's been such a pleasure to have you with me in the booth, really helping me out, and you ended up doing quite a few games here in this stretch. So honestly, man, I know this is your first bit of experience broadcasting, but I mean it when I say that you're an absolute natural, and I hope that you can see some more of this in your future because you're just that good.
Thank you, Dylan. It's always a pleasure doing these games with you, and I'll see you when I come back.
No doubt about that. So for the Titans' next game, it's on Wednesday night at 7:10. You will not find that on Twitch or the South Hockey Radio Network. That will be an SHL Network broadcast. So you'll find that on the SHL Network's page on YouTube. Of course, Wendy Freemuth will get that link out to all of you parents, so you don't have to worry about that if you're a little technologically, I'm forgetting the word here.
Advanced?
Yeah, if you're not technologically advanced. But that's going to be the game tonight. Carmel wins 3-1 at Glenview Ice Center and wins the season series over GBS. And